Right now, there are hundreds of thousands of Canadians sitting on paid-off homes worth millions of dollars and living like they're broke. So let me show you something that sounds impossible. You can pull $500,000 tax-free out of your home and in 10 years still have more equity than the day you started. The headlines call this a trap, but the math, well, it says otherwise, and I'm going to prove it. First off, here's the rules of the video. We're not doing fear, we're not doing hype, no salesman nonsense or BS. It's just math, home appreciation, and one honest question. If you did this, what would you actually leave your kids? I'm going to be running the numbers on a $1.4 million home at 10 years, 15 years, and 20 years. And I'm going to show you the part that most people are too scared to show you at the very end. Here's the situation millions of Canadian retirees are in. They're house rich and cash poor. The home is worth a fortune, the bank account, not so much. And the advice they get is to, just tough it out, cut back. And they're following a bill of goods they were sold, like pay off your mortgage, live within your means, and rely on your pension. And to be honest with you, it's not panning out the way most people would have expected it to. But think about what this actually means. You spent your entire working life trying to utilize your income to pay off your mortgage and build equity. And now, in the one chapter where you're supposed to enjoy it, the equity just sits there, frozen, doing absolutely nothing. I always say this. We work so damn hard to pay off our mortgage, and then we just let the equity sit and do nothing. Your money should be working as hard for you as you did to earn it. Your equity should be no different from that. So what could that frozen equity do if it woke up? It could do real things. It could fund a retirement you earned instead of pinching every dollar. You can help your kids or grandkids with a down payment now while you're alive to see it and while they can actually enjoy it and you can see them enjoying it and when they actually need it. Or even open an investment account for them and let it compound over 20 to 30 years. This is the difference between dying with the most equity and living with the most life. And here's the part that changes everything. You can do both. Let me show you the numbers on this. We're going to take a look at a home valued at $1.4 million. It's fully paid off, but we pull $500,000 out with a reverse mortgage. The rate, and I'm using real honest numbers here, is 7.99%. I know, it's steep and sounds high, and you're probably thinking it's going to eat up all the equity in my house. But we're going to assume home appreciation of 4% per year. That's it. Nothing crazy. Not 8, not 10, not 20. None of these crazy numbers we've been seeing. 4%. Those are the assumptions right up front. Now, 10 years out, that $500,000 you borrowed has racked up about $594,509 in interest, which sounds like a lot, right? But watch the other side. Your home didn't just sit idle. It grew as well, and it grew to $2,072,342. So after you pay back everything you owe, you're left with $977,833 in equity. Stop and let that number sink in for a minute. You pulled out $500,000 to live on and utilize, and 10 years later, you have more than you started with, nearly $978,000. That's not a trap. That's your equity finally doing its job. Now, let's push it. Let's go to 15 years. Interest has now climbed to about $1,119,361. That's a scary number in isolation for sure. But the home is now worth $2,521,321. Do the subtraction, and your equity is $901,960. 15 years of enjoying that money, and your estate is still sitting almost exactly where it started when you pulled out that loan, basically flat. You lived well for a decade and a half, and it cost your kids virtually nothing. Okay, now here's the part that no salesman would ever show you, because this is where it finally turns on you. Let's look at 20 years out. The interest number is enormous, $1,895,898, almost $1.9 million in interest. If you stop the video right here, you'd panic. That's what the headlines do. But I'm not going to stop here because that's dishonest. Here's the whole truth. The home is now worth, let's say, $3,067,573. And after you settle the loan, your estate still walks away with about $671,675. Yes, after 20 years, the equity finally dipped below where it started, and pretty aggressively. I'm not going to hide that or lie about it. But think about what happened over those 20 years. You pulled $500,000 to make your retirement everything you wanted and you earned, and your kids still inherit $672,000. You didn't burn the house down, you used it and still left them a small fortune. I'm pretty sure people aren't going to scoff at $675,000. And if they do, well, there's some choice words I can say about that, but I'm not going to because I'm on YouTube. So let's take a zoom out on this. The math tells the real story. For the first decade plus, your equity holds or grows because your loan is compounding on that $500,000, but your home is appreciating on that full $1.4 million that it's already growing to. The home base is nearly 3 times bigger. That's why the appreciation can sometimes outrun the interest for years and years. And that reframes the entire discussion. The question was never, is a reverse mortgage a trap? The real question is, why would you leave $1 million+ asset or millions of dollars completely idle and live cash poor and hand your kids the whole house only after you're gone, when you could be enjoying it and still living with them and even supplying things like a down payment for them to buy their first house, or creating an investment account where in 30 years it could be worth $1 million for them as well. The entire conversation around reverse mortgages is that it's a strategy and it's something that can be helpful. It's not a situation where we look at this and say, oh, let's get you the most money possible. It's a situation on how can we use this amazing tool that's available to us as Canadians to not only further our own wealth, make our retirement awesome, but also provide something for the next generation. Now, I'm going to be straight with you on this. This doesn't work for every home, every rate, or every family for that matter. The number that matters is your numbers, your home value, your appreciation assumptions, your timeline. And if you want help mapping that out for your specific situation, there's a link in the description below. There's no pressure on this. It's just about building clarity and getting a good understanding of what this product does, how it works, and whether it's right for you. So here's the bottom line. A reverse mortgage isn't a sign you failed. Used right, it's one of the smartest ways a retired Canadian can turn a frozen asset into a life without robbing their kids of the inheritance that most elderly people are looking to leave. The trap was never the reverse mortgage. The trap is letting all that equity just sit there and do nothing. And if you're sitting there thinking about your own home equity, but you're worried about rates specifically, I broke down exactly where Canadian rates are heading and what that means for your money in this next video right over here. Go watch that one next. My name's Myles Nowik, owner of the Nowik Mortgage Team, powered by Indy Mortgage. If you got value out of this video, maybe hit that like and subscribe button so more people like you can see this video and so I can grow the channel, and we'll catch you on the next one.